Well, I was making some window awnings. I don't know what you call them, window rain gutters for the Suzuki. This is a Jimny 1300 or an SJ413. It's the same as the Samurai, only a little skinnier. There's my little cat there, a feather. And I drive, I got the right-hand drive. I've had this thing for, I think, 30 years. I got it a long time ago, more than 30 years. So I took this, you can see it right here, piece of angle iron. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the other side because I want to see how this works out first, if it works, before I do the other side. I think it's going to work. But I had to cut a little extra slot in there because you got to twist this, and I left a little bit on the edge on there so it's got a little more contact. You got to kind of twist it so it goes in to the body. But basically, it'll go like that, and the door does open with this. It goes like that. I'll probably put, what I'm going to do is, there's a coating on here that's really difficult to get off. I'm just going to scrub it and put primer on it and truck bed lining. And then there's going to be 3 structural rivets right into this piece. This piece actually unbolts, and the reason it's not going to be this is just going to be hanging here. This is really heavy stuff. It ain't going to go nowhere. It should block, you know, the rain up there. And this way, if you got to take this center piece out, this piece will come with it. I don't know if I'm going to do the other side because this is the only side that bugs me. Because sometimes, you know, I got a zip out window. I got side curtains on my thing here, and you know, it rains and it gets wet, and sometimes it even leaks up in here. Only on this side versus the other side. I don't know why this side. But when I put this in here, I'll probably put some strip caulking behind it after, you know, I truck bed line it. Then pop rivet it. Well, it's going to be structural rivets. They're 1/4 inch long structural rivets. I have one there in the middle, and one right here. Then if you got to take this piece out, it'll all come out. It won't be attached to the windshield, and it'll still have a blocker in the front here. And I'll fill this up with strip caulking up in here and put a little truck bed lining on it, so you won't notice it, and I'll still be able to open the door. But that don't cost too much money. It's the exact right size, so it should, you know, when it's raining out, if I leave, well, if you're driving down the road or something, it's raining out, it won't get so wet, you know, if the window's open. And also, for some reason, this side doesn't seal up as good. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe it's because, oh, you know what it is? This right here. Guess if I put some strip caulking right in there, it probably would seal. That's mainly where it leaks, right there. But when I put this thing on it, it ain't gonna leak at all. I don't need to put strip caulking in there. That's freaking. Because if you take the top off, strip caulking's going to go away anyway. So we'll get this thing cleaned up. There's a coating on these bars. Like I left this one outside here. It's been out here in the rain every freaking day. I was just curious, you know, if this thing would rust, how fast, because I know that coating they put on here, it's like you're not really supposed to paint over it, but I don't know, it's such a hard coating, I don't think it, I bet you the paint, you know, if you roughen it up a little bit, it'll still freaking stick, especially with truck bed lining. Then it ain't going to rust out anyway, so that's how I'm going to do that. I'm not going to freaking sandblast or nothing. It'll still have the coating. But just this metal coating from these sheet metal shops and angle iron shops, I left this outside. That's the only rust that's on here, man. Right with a water pool. This has been out here, I don't know, at least 3 or 4 weeks. That's some pretty wild coating, ain't it? And I use my cutoff wheel. But you got a whole, I don't get cutoff wheels anymore, replacements from Walmart. I got them on eBay, a whole stack of them. Actually, these are a lot more durable too. But basically, you know, there's a piece of 6-foot length right there. So I cut it like that. I, you know, radius the edges a little bit so it's not sharp. Put a little cutout in the back so it reaches that corner. And we'll install it. We're just going to have to clean this damn thing up a little bit and, you know, get it all cleaned up. And then we'll install it. But it's going to have to clean this damn thing up a little bit and, you know, get it all cleaned up a little bit and, you know, get it all cleaned up a little bit and, you know, get it all cleaned up a little bit and, you know, get it all cleaned up a little bit and, you know, get it all cleaned up a little bit and, you know, get it all cleaned up a little bit and, you know, get it all cleaned up a little bit and, you know, get it all cleaned up a little bit and, you know, get it all cleaned up a little bit and, you know, get it all cleaned up a little bit and, you know, get it all cleaned up a little bit and, you know, get it all cleaned up a little bit and, you know, get it all cleaned up a little bit and, you know, get it all cleaned up a little bit and, you know, get it all cleaned up a little bit and, you know, get it all cleaned up a little bit and, you know, get it all cleaned up a little bit and, you know, get it all cleaned we'll paint it, truck bed line it, stuff. So this thing I'm probably going to cut it in half. I'm going to use it for a stand for my laptop on my home elliptical. I'll put that, it's 2 arms going out and make a platform and put some rubber, probably use, clean up this rubber and screw it in, so the laptop will sit up there so I can work out at home. I don't like going to the gym because they play this tutti frutti stupid music, man. Kind of pisses me off because I'm paying for this gym and I'm not going there because of the damn music. And some people go, well, just put earphones on. Well, maybe you could I would look at it like I'm going off on a tangent, but I always think of the other angles. I could walk in the gym and they could put poison gas in there. That's how bad the music is, right? They can put poison gas in there and they can say, well, you can work out with a gas mask. I don't want to hear that crap, man. All these jerks put that junk on there. Stupid tutti frutti millennial music or some crap. So we need to trim that up a little on the edge there. Clean that edge up. Anyway, next shot you'll see of it is all primed, truck bed line structurally riveted to the bar up there, and a little bit of strip caulking behind it. So, and that's good. Like right now I'm in Florida, but say it was ice, the water's running off and the freezing rain's running off. Trying to open the door or some crap, if it keeps it away from the door lock, that'll be good. Or the window where it latches and all this crap, that'll be good. Yeah, actually I prepped this part pretty good. I used LA Awesome cleaner from the General Dollar store. Man, that stuff is, that really gets you chemically clean. And it's washing off a bunch of times and spraying that on while using 320 wet and dry paper. So yeah, I probably got all that coating off. You can see the metal's kind of rough. So we're going to blow it off with this thing, get it dry, and prime it, truck bed line it, then install it. Okay, so we're installing, these are structural rivets, and I'll show you how they work. You can see this is lined up here pretty good. So if you take off, if you took off the hard top and say you had a soft top, you can still, it'll work with this. No, it won't, tell you the truth. You know why? You know why it won't work with the soft top? Because the soft top wraps around this thing, so it's only going to be on this side. I just thought of that right now. The soft top actually wraps around here. So you'd have to modify the soft top. Just thought of that right now. And put a little extension on it so it can get to the Velcro pieces and wrap around this. I just thought of that. That's why this will work with a hard top. I'm only going to leave it on the one side now because I saw this. And that's actually only the side I need. And I think the hard top's going to stay on there forever anyway. I got it all in there with the, what do you call that sealant and stuff? Strip caulking. It's all sealed up. So, yeah, that would be a problem with this soft top. You would actually have to. It's good if you got the hard top. Well, you know what? You can make this. You can put, instead of these rivets, you can put stainless steel bolts and use the inserts in here. This self-tapping inserts. And then you can just take 3 bolts out and remove this whenever you need to put the soft top up. But even if you had the soft top up, you could probably modify it so it wraps around here, because it goes around this and it Velcros into there. But I don't plan to put the soft top on anymore. I still got a brand new soft top. Now for the structural rivets, these are blind rivets like this, right? And they go in here like this. Well, you gotta line them up a little bit better, and yeah, see, like that, right? And what happens is, as you squeeze these, it's like big bolt cutters. This is a real heavy duty one. It pulls that nail, and then this nail head pulls into this, and it mushrooms out this area. and it holds it from the other side. But like I said, I guess if you had a soft top, you would make this, I guess you would have to make it off of this thing. Or, well, I don't have a real door, so if you have a real door, you can just put it on the door itself, But that's how I'm making it, man. That's how I'm making it. It's going to work for me. So, basically this goes in here like that. And then, like I said, as you squeeze the handles, it pulls this in. And it pulls it all tight. So I guess this is a video for if you got a hardtop Suzuki. I don't know. You put it in there and you squeeze the handles and it pulls it tight. 3 rivets is going to be plenty. Those rivets, those structural rivets, are stronger than spot wheels. They're ridiculous. They don't go nowhere. And you can see the nail as it breaks off. You can see the little grooves in here as this thing squeezes together and pulls it, right? And then they go into this. The nails fall in there and you just unscrew it and you dump the nails out. It's a great tool, man. I really love that thing because, sometimes you don't want to weld. Now, I'm going to paint this with truck bed lining. I'll just open up the door, put a piece of cardboard like this, shoot it with some truck bed lining, and you hardly never notice it. And I'll put a little bit of strip caulking right in there. Well, there's the strip caulking. It comes in strips. It's got paper on one side of it. It's like little thin strips, and you just peel some off and you squish it in there. It's actually stuff that comes with the cars from the factories. There's certain areas of the cars they use this stuff on. Okay, so truck bed lining, it's still wet, but when it dries, it's going to look, like the whole thing is truck bed lined, so it's the best way. You don't worry about scratches. I was going to put one on the other side because I was thinking about the antenna, maybe I could have it here and hook the antenna to it, but here I just got a plastic zip tie and that works fine, right? You don't need nothing special. And it's not out from the body, so it shouldn't really do nothing to it. So this is one thing that kind of annoyed me because if you're driving down the road and you got the window open, you usually have the window open on this side at least, and it starts raining out, it's not that easy to zip the window up while you're driving down the road. Usually you got to get stopped. So with this thing, that's going to stop a lot of that freaking water. That's why I made this like this too. And it might be good for, actually I should do is paint this freaking stitching on here. By the way, the best thing for these windows is pledge or some kind of furniture polish. Keeps them from getting yellow. Actually, this is a half door, factory half door. Just want to throw that in there. I used to have a rubber thing that went over here. It was all curled up, and the wind would come in through the latch here and blow up through here and all out there. I swear to God, you think you were in an ice box. In Florida, sometimes it gets down to like 30 or something. What you also have to do is put that on top of it to seal that up, and then put some strip caulking behind that thing, so it's pretty sealed up. But yeah, with this, got a snow guard here and a rain guard. So, and then once it dries up a little, gets a little dirt on there, you never know it was there. But I guess that won't work for a soft top. For a soft top, well, you would have the hard doors, and since you have the hard doors, your window would roll up to that bar. You would still have this bar that comes out where you can fold the wind. Well, I don't know, some of them don't have. This has it where you can fold the windshield down. But this is probably the only half door I don't know, maybe there's 2 or 3 of them in the whole country. This is probably the only half-door, factory half-door Samurai Jimny SJ413 in the country. I know they got some aftermarket ones, but this is a factory one. If you had the regular Suzuki with the, you know, the regular doors on it, you still could make this thing, but instead of it going on this bar that connects, you know, from the body to the windshield, you would put it on the door itself, and you would still have to cut out where you just make a strip here and have it up against the door, and you might need to use just a little bit, like a 1-inch piece of angle iron. But you could do it right to the door itself, and you would have a rain gutter instead of having this crappy plastic junk they sell, because that steel is about the same price as that plastic junk they sell, and it's going to last forever. It's never going to break. It's not going to rot out in the sun. It's not going to rot out from rust because it's been chemically cleaned down with 320 sandpaper. It's got the rust killing primer on it after that, and then it's got truck bed lining. I mean, it ain't gonna rust. So there's my little meow meow. She got her belly shaved because she just got fixed. Meow meow, huh? Good cat. So anyway, next step is I don't know if I'm gonna be doing this tonight, but I might be pulling the Harley out. I'll be pulling it out tomorrow, doing a wash job on it, and talked to the guy down in Florida that's with, you know, sending my thing in for the money in for the SCV MC, Mechanized Cavalry, and I got a new LED light for the tail light on the Harley. Sometimes those, well, that doesn't usually break, but it's not very visible, the incandescent. And I got an LED headlight, because the headlights on the Harley vibrate. A lot of times I run this Harley on high beams in the daytime if I use the light, because it'll break the high beam. The vibration breaks the high beam after a while, even the motorcycle lights. And at least I got a light if it breaks it, you know, so I could see where the hell I'm going at night, you know. That's why I run with the high beam in the daytime sometimes. And the other thing I got is windshield from what the hell is it? I forgot what brand it is. It's a name brand. It's polycarbonate with the coating. Not a real big one, but I resisted putting one on Sportsters, but but go on a trip that's pretty far, that wind will freaking wear you out. So it's going on there, man. I used to freaking go on some several 100-mile trips without the windshield on the interstate, but that was back when I was running. I could run 20 miles no problem up hills, and you know, I could hang with that endurance contest out there on the highway. But I think I'm going with the windshield. Not a big one, but it's going to be on there pretty soon. Yeah, I'll say this. I kind of lost interest in playing Harley Davidson biker garbage. You know, it's just like I got into the bikes from the bicycles. I always liked the bike, but everybody's playing a game today, and I got out of it for that reason. But riding for Heritage and SCV MC, and I found out it's cool. There's no problems. Like, you know, nobody wears rockers really or anything like that. And everybody understands what it is. There's no problems or nothing. And nobody's, you know, it is cool. I was a little wondering. I was a little lukewarm on it. I would probably be riding a lot more because, you know, then there's a reason to do it more, you know. So you probably see a lot more videos of that stuff coming up here pretty soon.